Yo, we back with another video, and this video, I'm going to be talking about BO3 and BO6. Now, I'm not about to sit here and, like all these other people, act like I'm not enjoying BO6 and I'm having a great ass time, because I am, you feel me? But when it comes to these other people, and these people who have had these subscribers on YouTube, and they putting out these videos where they absolutely shitting on BO6, but talking about BO3 all the time. But guess what game they're playing? They're playing BO6. They're not playing BO3. So no matter how many times people speak on BO3 or whatever they do and hit on BO6, they're playing BO6. That's what you gotta understand. Like, don't get me wrong, nostalgia played a big factor in the shit, because I'm not gonna fake. I'm nostalgic too, bro, and I always go back to BO3 and be like, damn, like this game was on a whole different level when it came to zombies in BO3. But to sit here and act like BO6 is not a good zombies, I mean, you gotta be out of your mind, and you just gotta be crazy. But with that out the way, I wanted to compare some of the stuff from BO3 to BO6. Like this right here, they have the death machine in BO3, but they don't have it in BO6, which I don't know why they never brought the death machine back, because that was so cool in BO3. Another thing is the gobble gums. So obviously they get it back in BO6, but in BO3, like say for example, you get that fire sale gobble gum. And BO3, you can spawn 3 fire cells from 1 gobble gum. In BO6, you can't do that. Like, say if you get a double points too, that's technically 2 gobble gums in 1, because you get to spawn 2 of them. Like, say you use 1, boom, you have another use of it. And that doesn't really exist in BO6, because once you use that gobble gum once, that's a wrap. You only get to spawn 1. But the thing I can say about BO6 is that when it comes to gobble gums, it's better in a sense, because you get to carry multiple. In BO3, you only get to carry that 1. You feel me? Alright, now the next thing was the box. In BO6, like, the box just don't feel rewarding as it does in BO3. Like, you can hit the box from BO6 and get a weapon, but it's like, it doesn't really matter as much as it did in BO3. Mainly because of the fact of the weapon customization, which I'm gonna get into that later. But, and the weapon rarities, as you can see in the video, when comparing the two, you have weapon rarities, and that plays like a big factor into the box. Like, in a sense, it doesn't hit the same in BO3, because in BO3, when you hit the box, you were trying to get a decent weapon, and you had specific weapons in the box that you were trying to get, and that made the game so much easier. And it was like you were aiming to get that. It was gambling in a sorts, you feel me? So when you get to BO6, it's like that gambling effect, or that gambling type feel, it's just not there anymore. And then especially with BO3, you had to hit the box and figure out what weapons was good in the game. So that really played a part into the gambling effect. I don't know why they ever took that away in BO6, but they did, and that's one thing I don't really like, for real. Oh, another thing that they removed, I feel like they've been removed this, but rebuilding the barricades. In BO6, you cannot rebuild barricades at all, and I kind of can see why they took it away, but just having that there made the game feel like you felt more into the game and shit. Like, say for example, like with the points in BO3, in the early rounds, you rebuild the barricades to get them extra points, but in BO6, you can't do that. It's completely different. But I kind of can see why they took it away, because it's like, in BO3, once you get to them high rounds, you're not really rebuilding barricades anyways, you just let them come through. So it was really no use for the barricades, so I could see why they took that out. And I'm not really have a problem with that or really complaining too much about that, but just having that there was cool, you feel me, and it just made the game better. And then, speaking of the point system is completely different, because in BO6 you want to go for headshots, but in BO3 that didn't really matter. You can just farm points. Like say if you come back and it's a you in a high round and you died around high with your teammates and you go online, you can come back and basically farm hella points. In BO6 that's really not the case, because your weapon is not going to be that powerful and the point system is vastly different. So trying to get them headshots when you come back from dying with a weak weapon, it doesn't really go your way, and you just, you're going to feel the after effects of it, because the weapon is too weak to get headshots, and then you don't have them points, and then you start purchasing stuff, and then you just, damn, I'm out of points. Another thing that is vastly different is the pack-a-punch. When you pack-a-punch on BO6, you just automatically get your weapon. There is no type of animation or none of that. Like, I don't really care about the 3 times pack-a-punch, but I feel like the animation, like, in BO3, the animation is way better like that in Nutcrackle. And just the fact that if you don't grab your weapon in time, it will disappear and you will lose your weapon, especially on this map that I'm playing in. If you didn't grab your weapon in time, or you pack-a-punched a little late, and then you teleport out of the room, your gun was gone. I feel like taking away that just made it like, damn. There's no fear factor when playing BO6. Like, there's no decision making. Like, you can't really be like, oh, if I pack-a-punch at a certain time, I'm gonna be scared that I'm gonna lose my weapon, in a sense. In BO6, there's none of that. You can pack-a-punch at any time, you're not gonna lose your weapon. There's no fear factor of, oh, if I go in there and then I got a train behind me and then I pack-a-punch, there's a possibility I can lose my weapon. There's none of that in BO6. But in BO3, you had that. Or to listen to the pack-a-punch sound when you do it.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick. Does this take so long?
Like, when it comes to perks, they took out perks and stuff, and they did all that, but I think perks changed and stuff like that. But the one thing that I wish they kept the same was quick revive, because in BO6 you have to craft silver revives, but in BO3, when you playing solo, you had to get quick revive, and you got it a maximum of 3 times, and once you got quick revive, that last time the machine disappeared. And then when it comes to perks in general, they had a set price point in BO3, but in BO6 it doesn't. The price just goes up like crazy. Like, you grab one perk that's like 2,000 or something, then it just go up. You go to another perk that's like 3,000 or something, then it go up like 6,000. But yeah, that changed in a sense. But I'm not really complaining about that. It was just cool how quick revive worked in BO3. Not saying that it is useless in BO6, because it's not. It still has its uses, but in BO3, that was just a cool thing they had with quick revive. And this next thing, I'm just gonna play the video. I'm not gonna be talking, because I want to try to listen to how the characters in BO3 talk and just interact with things and stuff like that, because that, to me, is way better in BO3 compared to BO6. Don't get me wrong, the characters in BO6 can interact with things and stuff like that and talk here and there, but in BO3 is way better compared to BO6. You feel me?
More time to play with my pretty ones!
I think Dempsey is right. It is a bit fishy.
Watch them all explode so beautifully!
A sniper rifle makes for much cleaner killing. Hello, zombies! I am coming for you! More bullets, more drinks. This is not so bad. Oh, look at how shiny she is. Beats a hammer and sickle every time. Must have drank so much I went to the future.
You have no more head.
I have two more points that I want to make. Or two more things I want to talk about. In BO3, when you had to grab a max ammo, you wanted to make sure you reloaded. Because if you didn't, it was basically like a waste of a max ammo. But in BO6, when you grab a max ammo, it automatically fully reloads your weapon, so you don't have to worry about reloading. Even if you grab it by accident, that doesn't matter. And also, another thing is, it feels like max ammos, they are not as useful as they used to be because of the main fact of you have ammo crate boxes in BO6. You can grab ammo for that, so it's like, what's the point? And the last and final thing is weapon customization. In BO3, you had weapon kits where you can put certain attachments on all your weapons. You wanted the laser sight or whatever on your weapon, you could put it on there. So, I don't know where this notion is coming from of saying that weapon customization and having a loadout weapon doesn't need to be in BO6 when it was there in BO3 and people didn't have a problem. But yeah, I kind of agree with them saying like it's kind of overpowered in BO6 because it is. Because in BO3 it wasn't as crazy as it is in BO6, but it was still there. It just wasn't as overpowered as it is in BO6. So if people didn't have a problem with it in BO3, they shouldn't really have a problem with it in BO6. You feel me? Alright, so never mind. This right here is truly the last thing that I wanted to talk about. When it comes to BO6, you have a whole mini-map and you get to automatically know where all the perks say. You just pull up the mini-map and it's the icons on the map and all that. Or you just go to the tag map or the mini-map, whichever one. And you can see where everything is at. In BO3, we didn't have none of that. We didn't have no mini-map, none of that. We just had our points, the round, how much ammo we had, and if we got goblin guns, we could see what goblin guns we had. And that was pretty much it. We had to go around the map and explore and basically find out where everything was at, where pack punch at, where perks at, and we had to memorize that. And I feel like they added all this extra stuff and put all this stuff, like mini-maps and all that, because people's attention spans is like, people's attention spans is way different now than it was back then, and mainly that's because of TikTok. But yeah, that's it for the video, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.